Jimmy, played by Nick Miles, was missing for a considerable amount of Nicola Wheeler attack storyline, more so in the aftermath of her ordeal. It was explained to Emmerdale viewers the father of three had left the village to ensure the haulage company got a huge deal. Unfortunately, in his absence from the ITV soap, his wife suffered hugely with her mental health, and at times, she worried about her children. But on discovering how bad things got, could Jimmy make a big decision about the couple's future? Since he returned to the village, Jimmy has been a huge source of support for his wife as she continues on her mission to find her attackers. Bernice Blackstock, Samantha Giles, filled him in on what had been happening whilst he was away, and the stalwart wanted to do whatever he could to help his spouse. He has had some reservations about her wanting to track down her attackers, and what Nicola might not realize is her husband is becoming concerned for the welfare of their children. With a video of Nicola being attacked circulating on social media, a lot of comments seem to have identified a number of girls in the footage. As they know where Nicola lives, they could decide to turn up in the village and start terrorizing the King family in their home. As Jimmy voices his concerns about the children and their lives being put at risk with her crusade, she could tell him about what happened with Carl Holliday, Charlie Monroe Joyce. Whilst her husband was away, Nicola kept their son off school so she didn't feel alone in their home, which she thought the girls would attack. When he escaped from the house, Nicola turned very scary as she ordered him back into the house and barricaded them in. Everyone was okay by the end of the ordeal, but with Carl already seeing the worry his mother has gone through, it would be challenging for him to see his father face the same fears. Unable to put his children through this, Jimmy could tell Nicola he thinks they need to split up for a while whilst he makes sure the family is okay. Nicola would be heartbroken as she would have thought she had her husband's full support on the matter, but he would be leaving her at an important time in the case. With Jimmy moving out of the village with the children, Nicola would feel this would have been the last straw for their marriage. She would explain to her spouse that she would have never caused the children any harm, but could her need for justice be eclipsing reality? The actress who plays Nicola, has spoken out about her character's storyline and the impact it will have on the King family. In an interview with Express.co.uk and other media, she said, "Victims may often feel they are to blame and may be embarrassed about the crime that's happened to them. I guess that's the story for Nicola, is she needs to open up and she needs to talk about it, and she needs to be honest about how she is feeling and not bottle it up," she continued. Ultimately, if you bottle it up, it's going to come up at a later date, and that's what happens with her when she's all alone with the children. Not that she becomes a danger to the children, but she terrifies them. Her behavior is terrifying to those poor kids. This is a hint that Jimmy could become worried about his family and will need to take drastic action to ensure they don't get caught up in the crossfire. Nicola stressed an important message, however, as she added, "If you're the victim of a crime, never blame yourself." How well do you know your British soaps? How many times has Ian Beale been married in EastEnders? What is the name of Bianca Jackson and Ricky Butcher's son on EastEnders? On EastEnders in 2002, who accidentally ran Jamie Mitchell over in his car, which caused his death? How many times has Corey's Steve MacDonald been married? What happened to Emily Bishop in Coronation Street? Who murdered Maxine Peacock in Coronation Street in 2003? Which incident in 1993 killed off 4 characters in Emmerdale? When did the show stop being known as Emmerdale Farm? On what day did Hollyoaks air its first episode? What was the name of the much-loved Coronation Street pet dog who was put down in April 2020 after 14 years? 1996 saw the arrival of one of Hollyoaks' all-time bad boys and rival of Kurt Benson, but who is he? Who is the longest-serving character on Coronation Street? Who shot Phil in EastEnders? How many fires have there been at Corey's Rover's return? Get out of my pub, you're no soaps fan. You're either too young to remember the big lines or have better things to do on weekday evenings. Casual viewer, you watch them sometimes so you kinda know what's been going on. Die-hard fan, you love watching the soaps so much your entire week is planned around when they air. You are a victim and talking that through might help you see things in a different way, the soap star continued to explain. It's really important to get help and talk to the police. And talk and be honest about any fears you might have. And also for people around somebody to listen, as well. To listen and to look out and maybe look out for those little pointers of that person's not quite right. Just because someone says they're okay doesn't necessarily mean they are, and creating an environment where they can open up. In this instance, I don't think Terry's any blame on Jimmy at all. Nicola is quite convincing to pretend she's okay, she shared. However, with Nicola becoming obsessed with the case, it could become clear everything is not okay and she needs help to come to terms with her trauma. Nicola and Jimmy have always had a very turbulent marriage, with the couple having only gotten over an affair the latter almost had with Mandy Dingle, Lisa Riley. They worked through their problems and seemed to be in a good place before Nicola was attacked by the group of girls some weeks ago. Will the girls be the cause behind one of the show's most beloved couples splitting up for good?